Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about my impression of Sweden.
Yes. So if you watched the previous video about Mintia meeting my mom for the first time, in the end we got her first impressions of Sweden, mainly only focusing on like the nature, I feel.
Yeah, because you just got there, you don't know anything about like the country, right? And also like lifestyle. You really need to experience to be able to know.
Overall, how was Sweden?
等一下，我想一下怎么讲。It's much better than I thought. Everything I know about Sweden before I went to Sweden was from you, right? So you always saying I live in countryside, nothing to do besides forest.
I mean, it's a little bit true.
Yes, but I feel like it still can do a lot of things if you're going out, you know. It's a little bit far away from a lot of things, but
from everything.
It's far away from like I would say a lot of things, not everything. You know, you can go hiking, you can go sauna, you can go swimming in the lake if the weather is really good. You can just like enjoy the sun on the balcony, you know, have a fika there. I think it's like, you know, it's nice.
Lots
and then
of
20
fikas
minutes to go to grocery shopping is not that bad. Taiwanese houses is more like everyone's next to each other. We don't have a lot of space. Don't need to take care of the house that much. For example, like outside part, like you have to cut in the grass. You have to, I don't know, do something about like the barns and stuff. And so it's like much less work.
I have to say though, you were pretty good at like both riding like the ATV and like the lawnmower.
It was fun, but I feel like if you have to do it regularly, it's just a lot of work. And also like you have to leave a lot of stuff, you have to move a lot of stuff, sometimes just super heavy, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a pretty good summary actually. It's just like, because we also live on the countryside, right? So Swedish countryside is literally like, you know, 20 minutes by a car to get anywhere. Whereas I feel like, you know, Taiwan countryside, it's 2 minutes walking, you still have a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I mean, I come from countryside. Like when I was little, I really live in a place with like a lot of space, but we still have neighbors like next door, you know?
Was there anything there that struck you as like, oh, I didn't really expect that? Or like, oh, this is not how everything works in Taiwan?
I feel like people take fika time seriously.
I have told you this for like 3 years.
Okay, I know. And then this is also means like, people treasure their resting time. You know, they just like put away the phone and just drinking coffee and maybe some cookies and just chat, you know. I think that is really nice. And also I realized like the Swedish business hour, that you finish work early at 4 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have more time, no?
But we also start earlier too.
Like 8 to 4.
Yeah.
这样几个小时，9、10、11、12、1、2、3、4、8个小时。
Wow.
But don't you count the
Genius right there.
Something that I realized from your mom is that you need to plan your grocery shopping. You know, you need to make a list, you know, what you need to buy, what you're going to cook the following 3 days or 4 days, you know. But like when we live in Taiwan, it's just more like, I forgot that. Let's go to the Chendian there, you know, or like go to 7-Eleven to get an egg or something.
Now, after I think we spent a total of like 3 weeks in Sweden, what's your best and favorite thing about Sweden?
Ice hockey!
For real?
That's one of it. I always enjoy sport, and then just like ice hockey is something that I knew, but I never really watched it, or we don't really have it on TV and stuff. And I also enjoy watching the game with people who enjoy it a lot, which is your mom.
My mom, yeah.
Yeah, so I will give this point for ice hockey.
What's your favorite Swedish ice hockey team?
Fränsta.
Yeah, close enough. Close enough.
Fränsta?
Färjestad.
Oh, Flesta. I cannot do the R sound.
Yeah.
Flesta.
Was there anything that was like not as good as you expected, or like your least favorite thing?
Cold sandwich.
Cold sandwich?
Cold food and just bread and cheese.
Amazing. All Europeans watching this now is like, what are you talking about? Amazing.
Sorry. Anyway, least favorite, I think it's just inconvenience, I feel. You know, you need to plan your trip to go to do a thing. And I think there's something, just, if I live there, you know, I would need time to get used to it.
The issue I personally facing is that right now I'm outside of like the Swedish system. So for example, Sweden has like apps for everything. I say this every single time I go back home. Sweden has like apps for everything. Some apps foreigners can use, but some of them you have to live in Sweden in order to access. Or you need to have like a Swedish bank account in order to transfer all the money.
Yeah, especially when you want to buy something online. For example, I went on like a pharmacy website. I want to buy some like skin products. I just cannot pay with my card. Even just get a SIM card, you had to pay online. For the internet, it's just, and for me to feel like it's kind of impossible to do it. We
did spend maybe a little bit more time than the average Swede, like out in nature, and to enjoy, you know, like as you said, hiking, rowing a boat, trying to row a boat.
I think it's just cool. You can go hiking and get so many mushrooms on the ground and then just pick up. You can go home and cook for dinner. And also berries. But we went there kind of like at the end of the season, so it's not so many blueberries.
Yeah.
But we just go hiking and I was like, oh, there's berry there. I just pick up and eat it.
Yeah, some of us ate more berries in the forest than they picked to bring back home. But yeah, no, exactly. That's like the allemansrätten, as we talked about in the Swedish video with the Swedish representative. Even if it's not our land or our forest, you can just go on your neighbor's land, pick mushroom, pick strawberries.
And also it's like organic, I guess.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. There's
so
nice. There are no non-organic berries or mushrooms.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful to not reveal your location to the neighbors, because it's literally like there are three things that a Swede never talks about: their age, their income, and where they do pick their mushrooms. Speaking about mushroom and berries, Swedish food.
Next question. I love your mom's the potato squirrel thing.
Potato gratin.
Yeah.
Oh,
and also she made like the sandwich cake. I think that's pretty cool. And I mean, of course, like your mom like homemade cake and stuff.
It's a cold sandwich though. Is that okay?
Yes. That one is okay because there's a lot of flavor.
Also took another trip around Europe. Was there any difference between like Sweden and the rest of the Europe that you were not aware of before visiting? That you thought like, oh, this is like all Europe, but that it was actually like some differences.
Oh, one thing. Swedish people drink way more coffee than anyone else.
That's true.
And then your coffee is just like much stronger, like much stronger.
Amazing. Something that I did not realize is that if you go and you have like a lunch in Sweden and you pay for a lunch, like, you know, 400 NT to have a lunch, like coffee would usually be included in the price. Like
you're just like drinking the water.
Like, yeah. Like it would be like not like latte or like cappuccino or something, but just like a normal like brewed coffee, not Americano. There's a huge difference between Americano and what we in Europe
don't go
call
down there.
Coffee.
We don't go down there.
That's for another video. But just like a black coffee, they will always be like included, and you can get like you can add milk.
And so cheap too.
So cheap.
Super cheap.
And you can get like they have like free refills. Like it's like standard that you would have a cup of coffee and you could get a second cup of coffee like right after for free. When we went to Spain, where we spent like most of the time, it was almost impossible to find a place that serves lunch and coffee. They have like separated it. So it's like, do you want to have lunch or coffee? And you have to like choose. Whereas in Sweden, it's like you get both because you want the coffee like while you're eating or like right after the lunch.
I know why.
Okay.
No, I feel like
please do tell.
I feel like Swedish people don't care about eating that much. They just want like convenience.
Yes.
And I feel like Southern European.
Speed and efficiency.
But for like, I feel like Spanish people, they have like more food culture. Like honestly, I love Spanish food. And then so like, I feel like they want to spend time to drink, to eat. So they don't really go to the cafe to looking for food, I guess. They don't go to the lunch dining place to go have just coffee, I guess.
Pretty good observation right there.
Thank you.
And if you have watched my previous videos, I'm treating you like, just like any other foreign guest here now. This is like the opposite of my previous videos because I always talk about foreigners about living in Taiwan. And now we have a Taiwanese talking about living in Sweden. Is there anything that you wish that future Taiwanese tourists in Sweden should know about before visiting?
Okay, first, bring some clothes. Or buy clothes there. I mean, the winter clothes there is actually not that expensive. And also it's more style, more different kind you can choose. If you are visiting like a Swedish family, you are expecting no slipper in the house. Just wear your socks.
Yep.
I think that's such a weird thing. 我想到了. Try not to talk to Swedish people because they don't like to talk.
I'm not going to say anything.
No, I think because they are more like want to be in their own space, you know. For example, if you go to a store, like a lot of places offer like a kiosk machine that you can just order by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't really want you. I mean, if you can avoid it, you can avoid it. I mean, they would prefer to avoid it.
And like it's to the point, like if you go into like any fast food chain, they would have like 4 or 5 or 6 like kiosks, like let's say like McDonald's or the much better Swedish version Max. Then you will order on the kiosks. And even if you're like all alone and there's like no one in front of you, people are still expecting you to go and use the kiosks. And then the order will come in like straight to the system. And then you will pay with the phone, you just like beep Apple Pay or like the credit cards or whatever. So that's like the expected way of paying. In Sweden, we don't use euros. We use Swedish crowns. Everyone is using credit cards or your phone and this software called Swish. No one would be using cash, and so many places says like, you know, we are a cash-free store. It just minimizes the risk for like robberies because there's no cash to steal. Okay, so now we're done with this Sweden trip for this time. I don't think we will go back anymore this year, but would you be willing to go back to Sweden next year? What do you feel like we should do differently, or is there anything that you would want to explore in Sweden?
I think I want to experience Swedish summer.
It's gonna be very hard to time in. It's like 1 week per year that we have like a summer.
Yes, but, I think just want to see, because when we get there it's a bit cold and then like raining sometimes and then get dark very fast, and then I feel like I wish I can stay a little bit outside a little bit more like next time I visit. So I think summer will be a good time, and also like the Midsummer Festival thing. I mean,
Midsummer Festival thing. Yes.
How did you say that?
Yeah, no, that's a good explanation. I don't even know what it is. So
yeah, I just want to like, I think it's kind of like a Chinese New Year, right? Things, right? You need to experience it in a way.
Yeah.
And then getting to know like a lot, like, I mean, gathering with a lot of people, and I think just have fun.
Yeah. If that is something that you want to see next year during the summer, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell so you get notified as well. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both.
See you all in the next one.